Hello there, my name is Mac4Spartans, and welcome to a complete ASTRONEER walkthrough. I'm going to cover what to do as soon as your pod lands to 100%ing the game. This episode is going to be mainly focused on research and a power system, as well as getting off planet to get even better research samples so you can get as many bytes as possible to research as many items as possible. I'm going to try to be pretty thorough, but I might miss some stuff. I'm also going to be playing in creative mode, but I'm pretty much going to be going through the same process you guys are going. The only difference is that I have unlimited oxygen, power, and fuel, but I'm still going to need to get materials, and I'll switch back to survival mode to make sure that I'm researching the correct items in order. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, so right away we are going to be starting a new world, and as soon as you exit your dropship, it's going to turn itself into a shelter and give you a landing pad. Now that landing pad is going to have 3 special resources for you. As soon as you click on the big green button, it will give you a oxygenator, starting platform, and a medium printer. Now once you unpackage all of those items and situate them however you want to, your first big goal is to create an efficient research system as well as a power source. Now, I strongly recommend that you make at least 2 to 3 research chambers because you are going to be spending bytes faster than you are making them a lot of the time. So this is a way to counteract that as much as possible so you're making more bytes so you can research more items. Just make sure to keep researching 24/7. Now, because the research samples suck, they really suck on Silva, you're probably going to want to make some generators to speed up the process and give them a little extra oomph-age. Now by around this time, you're probably going to have enough bytes to research a smelting furnace, which is going to get you the glass and copper needed to make a medium solar panel for your power. Now you're going to need malachite to make the copper, which is this material right here. They're usually found around the mountains. They're a little hard to come by sometimes. They're really finicky when it comes to how big a vein is. Now I would recommend getting 4 malachite as a start for your solar panels. You're also going to want to get 4 quartz, which is this pink material that is found on the first layer of caves. You don't have to really look around much for this stuff. Now as soon as you have enough, you're going to want to smelt that in the smelter to get copper and glass and make your solar panels for your first stable power source as soon as you're able to research them. I forgot to mention this earlier and I'm too far deep with the voiceover, but you make these solar panels with a small printer that you can craft with your backpack with compound. Now this is when you want to research the second thing, which is a large platform B. That's going to have enough space to hold all 4 of your solar panels, or if you have another industrial building, there will also be enough space on the sides for storage or adding medium storage units to them. Now during the day, these solar panels produce a lot of power, 2 amps per solar panel for a total of 8 amps. That is a lot of power, enough to power your base with a lot of machinery going at once. Now the next thing you're going to want to focus on, and my recording has been corrupted. Okay, we're going to speed run this. I'm going to try to cover everything that the footage did not capture, so here we go. Now next thing you probably want to make is a soil centrifuge. That is a great piece of machinery for making basic items with soil. Now all you need to do is make 2 canisters, which require 2 resin on your backpack. That's what's going to be able to contain the soil you need when you just dig up the dirt from the earth. Now depending on how much soil you have, the max that the soil centrifuge can take is 2 full canisters of soil. It will give you compound resin, organic clay, quartz graphite, and ammonium. Now by this time, when you made the soil centrifuge and everything, you're probably thinking, wow, it really sucks when my solar panels are not generating power at all during the night and I have a billion things running. So we're gonna fix that. You're gonna want to make a medium wind turbine, which takes 1 ceramic and 1 glass. You already have the glass. Now to make ceramic, you're gonna need clay, which the soil centrifuge can pump out depending on how much soil you put in. Clay can be smelted into ceramic with the smelting furnace. Put those 2 together and bada bing bada boom, you can make wind turbines. I would recommend 4 as well. That seems like a pretty solid number for both sources of power. Now we're pretty much done with trying to find a stable power source for a long time at least. The next thing you're going to want to do is to research a small shuttle, which is about, I think, 1500 bytes, which you should have or be close to having. The only reason you can't make a bigger shuttle is because you're going to need materials from other planets. Now you're going to want to research and make an oxygenator as well. That's going to make you able to tether lines to the ship so you can breathe. After that, you're going to want to research and make a solid fuel thruster, which takes ammonium and aluminum. Now to find ammonium, you can either make it with the soil centrifuge, or you can go to the forest biomes on Silva, which are these big purple biomes with lots of trees, obviously. Ammonium is very common in this biome, very plentiful, but for some reason in my previous worlds it was pretty hard to find, so I always resorted to either the trade platform or the soil centrifuge. Now while you are also out here for ammonium, you're going to want to get as much as possible, not just one, like as much as you possibly can hold, because ammonium is a very valuable resource later on in the game and you're going to be needing a ton of it. Now what you can also do while you are either waiting for bytes to research or you just need a lot of storage, you can make these medium storage units. These can attach to the sides of your platforms next to your machinery that will be able to hold any items it makes. Very, very useful piece of storage, very good for holding items that the buildings produce. And I think that's it. I think we're all caught up now. I also forgot to mention earlier, the solid fuel thruster, while it may be cheap, it is only good for one round trip. So leaving this planet, going to another planet, and coming back, that's all it can handle. Your next step that you're probably going to want to do is to get wolframite, which can be refined into tungsten. That's how you make a chemistry lab, and that's how you get the medium shuttle for more storage to get better research samples, to bring them back and research them so you get a ton of bytes, because the first half of the game is all about researching items that you need. The frickin' RTG alone is worth 12,000 bytes, so this is how to get there as fast as possible. Now once you're ready to leave, make sure you bring a lot of tethers with you because you're going to be doing a lot of exploring. You're going to want to go to the moon Desolo. That is the moon that orbits your starting planet Silva. That is going to have wolframite to get you the tungsten, which is found in the first layer of caves on Desolo. Now I would tread carefully because these fauna up ahead can stab you if you get close enough to them. They will kill you with 2 stabs. The only reason it's not stabbing me right now is because it is still growing. Only the bigger mushrooms are going to stab you, so just be careful, don't get too close to them. Now just be prepared to travel a lot trying to find wolframite. At least for me, it always took a decent amount of time to find it, so just be prepared and bring a lot of tethers with you. Now once you come across wolframite, it's going to look a lot like malachite, but in a more blocky, pixelated form. You're going to want to get a lot of that because you're going to be using a lot of tungsten crafting a lot of different things. Once you have enough, you're going to want to go back to your shuttle and go back to Silva. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to research a chemistry lab. That's why you needed the tungsten. Once you make the chemistry lab, you're going to want to make aluminum alloy, which requires aluminum and copper to be fused together. Now, after that, you're going to want to research a medium shuttle. This might take you a while depending on how many bytes you've saved up or if you've been constantly researching. It is somewhat expensive, but I do promise you this, as soon as you do make the medium shuttle, getting bytes is going to be a lot faster and a lot easier. So no more waiting and no more getting only like 66 bytes per minute. Now as soon as you are able to research the medium shuttle, do so and begin construction with 1 aluminum alloy and 2 ceramic. After that is completed, you're going to need to make another solid fuel thruster, and you are well on your way to making a lot of bytes very fast. Now the planet we are going to be going to get a lot of good research samples is Atrox. It is a very dangerous planet though, a lot of dangerous fauna that are going to want to eat your butt, so just be very careful. Now to actually obtain the research samples themselves, you're going to want to dig up underneath these plants right here, but be careful because they do shoot explosive needles at you if you get too close. You should be able to dig them up at a safe distance though. And most of the time there will be a research sample underneath them that you can pick up and put on the back of your ship. Now these research samples do vary depending on color on how many bytes they contain. The one that I just put on the back of my ship right now, that's on the lowest end where it's around 3,000 bytes. The other research sample that I just put on the back of my ship, that's around 3,400, and with the highest being around 4,000, which is the color orange. And that's pretty much it for how to make a lot of bytes very fast. This is one of the best ways to get research. Atrox is definitely the best planet when it comes to research samples, so always go there if you're in dire need of research. Now, even though those research samples are worth a lot of bytes, you're still going to be wanting to research them 24/7, just constantly keep researching to get more bytes because you're going to be spending them a lot, even though these research samples are worth like 10 times the amount of bytes than the ones on Silva. And that's going to conclude this first part in the complete walkthrough for ASTRONEER. I hope you found this informative. Next part will include steps on getting an RTG and getting gases from all sorts of other planets and stuff like that. And with that said, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya!